Hello everybody and welcome back to Dickie's Videos, where no war game remains unplayed. Further ado, here we are again with Further Glory 2, and this is the tournament of the Rise of Macedonia. And this is of course round 3. This is the third video for the round 3. If you've not seen the battle or the deployment, please go and see that. And this is the final overview of my Indian versus Macedonian. So remember, my points are, of course, my... money's always on the Macedonians here. The fact is the Macedonians have the better forces in the terrain. So we look at the field. So please remember there is a massive river straight through the centre. We've of course taken all the elephants to the left. We've taken all the infantry to the right, to the centre, and to the thing. As you know, we did lose this game, but I've got to say we certainly did bloody. We're going to look at all the good things, the bad things that are done in this game. So as you can see, we took 2 small chariots to cause some harassing damage. Didn't take any larger chariots, but my whole battle plan was to sit into the rough terrain, which did work to a certain extent, but unfortunately some minor adjustments to the right side where he tried to beat me off the hill, but also my opponent did very well in trying to block me off, trying to get up there, and also sending a hell of a lot of medium foot. As you can see, my opponent didn't take all of the pike blocks, which I've only just noticed in this video looking back on it. He took mostly cavalry, which, to be honest with you, I think if I concentrated the Indian fighters, sent all the Indian fighters into the rough terrain to zone of control him, I think this would have been a different battle. I think I played it wrong with the Indian archers, but I played it right and wrong at the same time, if you know what I mean. The fact is, here we are, we pushed further. We've got a lot of disruption. I did what I could do with pushing into the rough terrain, but I think I should have pushed all the Indian fighters first to block the zone of control, then kept behind with the things, because as you can see, there's a hill just slightly ahead of the river, which caused us some problems. So my plan here was to try and get around with the chariots, and then of course try and just really hurt them with the elephants, which did work to some effect in this game. We did really hurt his pikes, because they were slightly unsupported against them. We took all the elephants. There was no point not to take all the elephants in this game. We did start to really hurt his infantry, but I think if we would have put more Indian close fighters in there, I think this would have been a different game and holded the archers back, because if we would have disrupted the Thracians and then just kept his other things at bay, completely different game. But you know what, hindsight is a wonderful thing. But yeah, here we go. We got this little fight to the right. I actually really enjoyed this little fight we had, because the fact is we sat here trying to knock each other off this little disrupted hill, which I think we come off slightly worse on the difficult slope, actually, trying to get on that hill than he did, being a lighter foot unit. So there we go, taking some pain, and here he comes. Oh, charge. And it's a massive draw there. Not looking good at all. But there we go again, in he goes. The Indian close fighters come there and they really upset the archers on there, and it gives us a couple of points. But as you can see, we're mostly engaging on this rough terrain. We're probably actually a good 30 minutes to get him. There we go. Now cavalry severely disordered in that disruption, but this little light cavalry scrap he's got really starts to bug me. And there you go. I want these guys to be trapped in there so we can charge away and let them evade. God, them pikes are scary. There's 4 of them, but still pikes here. I think we should have just holded back. I don't think we should have charged across. I think we should have holded back for a couple of turns and just shot him up. But you can see the Thracians with the Romper come down and go, we're gonna have you. We're gonna have you. And there we go. Just now, all that disorder on the on the Macedonians. There we go. Charge, evade. I'm loving this. I'm like, yes. But then, of course, we're becoming very disordered. But, of course, he's just going to sit there trying to think, oh, my God, that unit just charged out on the left. It's like, yep, you're dead. So here we go. We're trying to shoot up his armoured things, which is armoured cavalry. We should have just pushed them forward and kept them there. We shouldn't have moved. We should not have moved. Just literally tried to keep him at bay. There we go. We're trying to link round here to try and flank charge the archers. But yeah, he got really lucky. I mean, he had a lot of archers there to try and gun us down. So we're doing particularly the same thing he's doing to us there. There we go. Chuck the general into there. Remember about the disruption and the elephants. I think, yeah, hindsight, I should have chucked all of the what do you call it? I shouldn't have chucked all the Indian fighters into the rough terrain. Shouldn't have shot the pikes because the pikes would never have charged into the rough terrain. So I think that's 2 errors looking back at this game. But you know what? But I think we still did a solid game here. There we go. Good rally to the left. There they come. The cavalry. Can't have this cavalry on my side of the board. Here's the pikes. They're going to murder them medium foot. Just murder them. Oh. I think one thing I do remember, the elephants, there's lots of hold firms that I believe should not have held firm, but the Thracians have a massive PO advantage there. So I think on that little breast outcrop, we shouldn't have really sat there. Here we go again. Look at it. Here comes the archers. Actually starting to worry on this right side. And there we go. Now that cavalry coming back. There we go with the flank. Brilliant. That light spear swordsman completely out advantaging the javelin there. We should have stayed. We should have just sat there on that rough terrain and said, just come at me, bro. But there you go. I'm trying to get disruptions on these Thracians. Maybe should have pushed forward. I don't know. It's a difficult one, this one was. Yeah, they just absolutely hurt everything. I should have just stayed on the rough terrain. I should have stayed it, zone controlled all that cavalry out and let him fall back. I think that's sort of the furthest I should have go rather than advancing across the river. There we go again. Yes, and it would charge again. Off the board. Loving it. And there's the flank. And actually, it survived. There we go. Chariot to the left. So probably 10 minutes into the game here-ish. But still, even Stevens. Couple of disruptions my side. We're ready to flank these poor archers on this hill. We've lost a couple of fragments on the lighter archers. Yeah, I think I should have looking at it, close Indian fighters on the front, and then just literally holded the fort with the archers and shot the bejesus out of him. But the Thracians would have hacked us up eventually, but at least we would have got some disruptions on them. Yeah, because here he just charges down and butchers the archers. There goes the break, which was going to happen. Because we had the power here to shoot him. There we go. Yeah, look at the stats on that. Not pretty whatsoever. And he's just got to turn and get us. We should have kept stoic on that right and not charged out. And there we go. Just now, I'm going to gobble some of these archers on this hill. Yeah, should have sat in the river. Should have just not come out and let them just charge down. There we go. We try now to edge around this left position to flank the pikes and put the pikes in some disadvantaged position. There's the break on the right. Good disruptions. But yeah. Oh, look at that. We've got to charge. I think it evades it. I don't know if it evades again. But we're happy just now charging the bejesus out of these, kicking these archers. It was brave of him to do it, and it was working. There's no doubt about that. It was working. Retreat them off. Send in there. Off you go. Brilliant. I can't remember. I think I was quite surprised they didn't evade, but yeah, here. Oh, this is where it just ends. I'm trying to think how to get around to push ahead or not, because we're about to get charged. And it's all about control zones there. We should have just concentrated at one unit there, tried, but yeah, bounce the held firms. And we should have hold firm, just zone controlled them out. I think we go bug. I think we throw. Do we throw caution to the wind here and do it? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, 'cause I thought it was going to evade again. And push that left to where we go. Yeah, that's the one. So come around halfway for the game, hoping for a rally on the disrupted elephant, but we'll just sit there shooting, but he's just come straight across the river. Just the Thracians now have the monopoly on that combat. There's just no point. We're going to be in some trouble. There goes the general. He rallied up. There's the charge with the early cavalry. So the pain is, oh, this is brilliant. Yeah, I just wish we got us a round on there. There's the charge, just monopoly, like I said, not happy. Massive advantage. Hill, heavy weapon against bloody an archer with no capacities or capabilities. That's the word I'm looking for. I should have kept there. Should have kept there, not moved. And now we're just finishing off these archers, and he's finishing off my archers. I think he just fall back successfully. I think we should have stayed there and let him try to push to the left. But he's now got a really good monopoly on killing us there. Oh. So we'll skip ahead slightly because it's unfortunately just us hacking the living crap out of each other. Where was it? Was it 18? There we go. Yeah, that's the one. So there we go. He backs off. We bring the archer thing. We've charged in. His cavalry rallied. Of course, the now Thracians are continuing to hack us up. But there's something we could do. Yeah, we should have stayed. Just more Indian close fighters. I think we should have got more of a mix and then a more of a solidified list. And there you go. This kind of pressures us to push forward a little bit on this right side, which, to be honest with you, hindsight is not, even with all the green there, still not worth it. The Lancer cavalry is going to punish us. There we go. Thracians just pushing back again. And the brakes, and as you know before, the brakes can drop us quite harshly here. And there we go. We think now we need to turn the archers from the right down to the centre. Surprisingly, how well the elephants hold firm in this game, because I've got to say they did particularly do well.
Pushed a little
so there
bit
we go.
out here
We're
right.
particularly advancing on the right when we shouldn't.
Really hammering home in the
fact is, we should have held
centre.
firm. The early cavalry now. Oh my word! That cavalry unit in the river.
Oh, they rallied
rallies
up.
up. So we're both stuck in that bomb pit.
The disruption.
There we go. Even those massive disruptions, straight in the centre. Oh well. It's very much a foregone conclusion, unfortunately, but as you can see the elephants. We're going to skip to 40 minutes, I think it is, where we are. See, the POA was 24. Unfortunately, these are going to drop. There we go. So there we go. Let's see most of the cavalry charging in. It was just slogging it out, and the Thracians, as you can see, burst through the left position. Strong leader thing, but we are making him bleed. Remember, the points, of course, mostly in the pike units. Well, I've got to say, I should have kept in the river longer, and then just tried to bait him off. Yeah, just got a bit cocky with it, and I did get to fragment one of his pike blocks. And I think our elephant was literally survived longer than they should have. Watch the battle through. They survived longer. We got lucky, very lucky. And I think he got lucky by charging his light cavalry into places. You know, but yeah, just bad magic. Bad magic. But yeah, quite an interesting last battle for the round 3.
Turn them frowns upside down and get some kills. Unfortunately, these are going to drop me like a wet
There we go, the
flannel.
break.
We keep pushing to this left side and being the right arsehole.
And there we go. I think we're going to skip to the 30
These
minutes.
mediums
It's
have done
a
really well.
foregone conclusion, unfortunately, here, so we'll skip right to there. It brings us to 18.
Well, we tried.
Still holding. We've got a couple of fragmented units. It's just the Thracians, the medium fort. I think I should have gone... If I was to play this again, I think I have a better understanding of what to do. But, because I'm sitting there trying
1-1
to
turn.
break.
Next
him.
turn.
But we get
Ooh.
massive saves on the elephants. I think the elephants should have
come on,
dropped
just last one turn on the
a
side.
long time ago, but they
And
didn't.
we're going to charge on home. It's going to be brutal.
But I think we made him bleed more than I did on this battle.
Oh my god, this is going to be brilliant.
There we go,
He
charge
charged.
with the right foot, disruption,
Oh.
pikes on the other side of the river.
Oh, they're getting mashed
Thracians
on the right.
did
Come
the
on,
work.
slap it
Thracians
down.
and the cavalry did the work. The pikes, I don't think particularly did much for him. They stalled the elephant charge.
We're going to hurt them pikes, and that is a large percentage of his army.
to just
Rather
go
fun
to
trying to
here
beat the
and see
Macedonian
end
player.
for- and then he gets us to 60. But meaty battle. And there you go, the cavalry, the pikes on the other side of the river. Oops, sorry, I think I was playing the sound there. That's got to be it. There we go. So, a couple of points which I want to point out. Should have used blocking techniques more on the river. I should have put close Indian fighters in there to zone of control, while the archers sat behind with the elephants, and then tried to engage when they crossed. I think that was the main thing there. But you know what? Not a bad performance. That could have been worse, a lot worse. So that is the final overview. If I've not done this video last, but it is one of the final overviews of the Rise of Macedon tour, and we'll come to the conclusion. Click that like, subscribe button. So remember, tame your elephants, use the terrain. Should have holded back a couple more turns rather than push forward as far as it did on the right. The right was lost me a good percentage of my army, which I think would have been the 16% there. So click that like, subscribe button, and of course we'll see you on another battlefield, folks. And bye bye.